Hello students, today we will do chapter 5 of class 10 maths NCERT textbook. The chapter is arithmetic progression. What is arithmetic progression? This is a very important chapter or useful chapter in our daily life also. Means wherever we can see around us, we can find the arithmetic progression in our life also. What is arithmetic? Suppose when the numbers are increasing at a like you can say definite rate, or we can say definite difference. Means the first number is 5 and the next number is 8 and then the next is 11. So what is the difference between the numbers? That is 5 to 8 is 3, 8 to 11 that is 3. So when the difference between the adjacent numbers or the consecutive numbers are same and they are increasing like that, that is called as arithmetic progression. We have done these types of questions, like we're doing it since our childhood. In childhood we say like skip counting of tens, skip counting of fives, or jump 5 and write the next number, that we were doing in our like kgs, class 1 class 2 we were doing that. In our daily life where we can find ap is like suppose we are climbing on a ladder. Okay, so the steps on which we place our foot on the ladder, actually they are kept on with an equal distance between them. Suppose the distance between first and the second ladder is you can say like 3 inch, then the next one also will be 3 inch, next one also will be at the 3 inch from the previous one. So that is arithmetic progression in our daily life. Or we can say the next arithmetic progression can be, suppose we are getting some pocket money from our family or from my mom. First month she gave me 50. Next month she gave me 50 again. So in the first month I had 50 rupees. Next month I will be having 50 plus 50, that is 100. Then again she gave me 50 rupees. So what will be my pocket money in the third month? That will be 150. So it is increasing at a constant difference, that is 50. So this is also an arithmetic progression, or in short we can say it as AP. Even like, and so this is very simple, how to find that any number or any series is in AP or not. See, I can tell you one example which is not in an AP. Suppose 2, 4, 5, 8, 10. So first is 2, then 4, difference is 2. Then after that 4 and then 5, difference is 1. Then it is 8. So again the difference is 3. So this is not an AP. The difference between the consecutive numbers should be same. So how we can find that whether any number is an AP or not, that we have to subtract the consecutive numbers. Like this, I'll tell you by an example. Suppose I write an AP as 3, 6, 9, 12 and so on. So this is called as first term, A1, A2, A3, A4 and it goes on so and so. A is the number of, A is actually the term and this its suffix is called as the number. So A1 is first term, A2 is second term and it will go on like that. So how do we check whether any number is an AP or not? We do A2 minus A1. In this case, it is 6 minus 3, that is 3. Then we do A3 minus A2, that is 9 minus 6, that is 3. We do A4 minus A3, that is 12 minus 9, that is 3. So this difference is same in all the cases. So we can say that this series is in AP. All the tables in our math, all the multiplication tables are always in an AP, because in that we have also done the cheating and like our childhood, like whenever we had to write the table, suppose the table of 4 and we forgot. So what we had to do, what we were doing at that time, 4, then we add 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, then plus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. So we were doing like that. So it's the same thing. We were adding the same number every time to the previous number. So all the multiplication tables are in an AP. Next is how, like there are actually two types of APs. One is finite and the other we can say infinite. Means in the finite, the number of terms are fixed. Means if the AP will come to an end. Suppose if the AP is 4, then 10, then 16, and then it is 22, and there is full stop. Means First month I got 4, next month I got 6, again I got 6, again I got 6. So, and then I got the money till 4 months only. So the AP will stop in that case. This is a finite AP. Infinite means the AP will go and go on. So how to write that? So any multiplication table. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So in childhood, this was a misconception that the table is still 3 tens or 30 only. But now we know that the table goes on and on till the infinite number. So tables are infinite. One more thing, the first term, in the first month I got 4 rupees. So next month it's not necessary that I'll get 4 rupees only. I can get any amount, but I should get the same amount in all the months. This also 6, this also 6, and this also 6. It means that the first term and the common difference, that should not be same. That is not necessary to be the same. Fine. How to find the common difference? As we did earlier, A2 minus A1. This is the common difference. Suppose any AP is 15, 20, 25, and so on. So in this case, D will be 20 minus 15. That is 5. Clear? And this can be positive, this can be negative, and this can be 0 also. Okay, so in the positive case, the example is this only. If it is negative, the AP will be in the decreasing order like this: 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and it will go on. Even when the D is negative, that time also it is not necessary that AP will be negative. So then it can go on like that: 0, minus 5, minus 10, and like that. So in this case also, we will find D as 20 minus 25, and that is equal to minus 5. If D is 0 in any case, then we have all the terms equal. Suppose A is 4, okay, and D is 0. What will be the second term? 4 plus 0, 4. Third term, 4 plus 0, 4 only. So if D is 0, all the terms will be equal. Suppose we are given A is 3 and D as 2. We have to find the terms of the APs. How we can find? A1 will be A, that is 3. A2 will be adding D in the previous term, means A1 plus D, that is 3 plus 2, 5. A3 will be A2 plus D, that is 5 plus 3, 8. A4 will be A3 plus D, that is 8 plus 2. Sorry, this is 2. So we will get the term as 7. And here this is 7. So it is 7 plus 2, 9. So our AP is 3, 5, 7, 9, and it will go on like this. Clear this question? How to check an AP? The common difference should be same. And how to find the terms of an AP? By adding the common difference to the previous term. Let's move to our exercise 5.1. In this, we have, in which of the following situations does the list of numbers involved make as arithmetic progression, and why? So we have to check whether this condition is in an AP or not, and if it is an AP, why? If it is not, then why? Taxi fare after each kilometer, when the fare is rupees 15 for the first and rupees 8 for each additional kilometer. So for first kilometer, fare is rupees 15. For second kilometer, fare is 15 plus 8, that is 23. For third, it will be 23 plus 8, that is equal to 31. For fourth, that will be 31 plus 8 is equal to 39. In this case, we are adding 8 all the time. 8 to all the terms we can write, or we can all write 8 to all the in all the conditions. So therefore it is an AP, or it is in an AP. Clear? So like this we have to find the fair 15, 20, 31, 39 and so on. It is in an AP. Next question. The amount of air present in a cylinder when a vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the air remaining in the cylinder at a time. So let's suppose in the starting, the amount of air in the cylinder was 1. So after the first removal, amount of air left will be 1 minus 1/4, that is equal to 3/4. Then first time. Then after second time, amount of air left will be equal to 3/4 minus 1/4. This is equal to, no, sorry, this will be 3/4 minus 1/4 of 3/4. Correct? Because it is 1/4 of the air remaining in the cylinder at a time. It is 3/4 minus 1/4 of 3/4. This is equal to 3/4 minus 3/16. And the answer will be 48 minus 3. That will be 45/16. So the first term is 1, second is 3/4, and the third one is 45/16. If I subtract this and this, I'll not get 1/4. So in this case, we are not adding the same number every time. So it is not in an AP. Clear? That's the third question. The cost of digging a well after every meter of digging, when it costs rupees 140 for the first meter and rises by rupees 50 for each subsequent meter. So means for the first meter, cost is rupees 150. Second meter, rupees 150 plus 50, that is rupees 200. After third meter, it will be 200 plus 50, that is rupees 250. After fourth meter, cost will be 250 plus 50, that is 300. So now we are getting the numbers as 150, 200, 250, 300, and will go on. So this is because we are adding 50 to all the previous term, so it is in AP. Fine. Next, the amount of money in the account every year when rupees 10,000 is deposited at compound interest at 8% per annum. See, I'll tell you this. This is not important for this question, but still I'll tell you that this is the difference between compound interest and the simple interest. Means in simple interest, the interest that we get for a particular amount is same for all the years. First year I'm getting rupees 100, suppose, as an interest. So second year also I'll get rupees 100. Third year also I'll get rupees 100. For fourth year also I'll get rupees 100. Means if I know the interest of the first year, then I can calculate the interest of any number of years by just multiplying by that. Suppose first year is 100 rupees. So after 10 years, my interest will be 10 into 100. But in compound interest, first year it is 100. Second year, it will be more than 100. Because in the second year, actually my amount becomes the principal. So every year the rate is applied on the amount of the previous year. So that will never be the same. So in this case, amount in every year, amount is equal to P1 plus R by 100 to the power n. In this case, it will be 10,000 1 plus 8 upon 100 to the power of n. In the second year, it will be this. Amount is this. For the first year, the amount will be this. For the second year, amount will be 10,000. 1 plus 8 by 100. This is our amount. So this is our amount. So for the next year, this will be the principal. And then I'll write 1 plus 8 by 100 to the power n. For third year, this will become my principal and my amount in that year will be like this. So in this case, we are not adding the same number. We are multiplying actually the same number in every subsequent years. So it is not an. Fine. Let's move to the next question. Write first 4 terms of the AP when the first term A and the common difference are given as follows. A is 10, D is 10. Very easy question. A1 is equal to A, that is 10. A2 is A1 plus D, that is 10 plus 10, 20. A3 is A2 plus D, 20 plus 10, 30. A4 is A3 plus D, 30 plus 10, that is 40. So first 4 terms are 10, 20, 30, 40 and so on. Very easy question. Now next same. A1 is A, that is minus 2. A2 is A1 plus D, that is minus 2 plus 0, that is minus 2. A3 is A2 plus D, that is minus 2 plus 0 minus 2. A4 is A3 plus D, that is minus 2 plus 0, that is minus 2. D is 0, so all the terms are same. First 4 terms are minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2. Clear? Next. A is 4, D is minus 3. D is negative. So A1 is A, that is 4. A2 is A1 plus D, that is 4 plus minus 3, that is 4 minus 3, that is 1. A3 is A2 plus D, 1 plus minus 3, 1 minus 3 minus 2. A4 is A3 plus D, that is minus 2 plus minus 3, that is minus 2 minus 3, that is minus 5. So the first 4 terms are 4, 1, minus 2, minus 5. We're subtracting 3 all the time and it will go so on. Now the next question. A is minus 1, D is half, D is in fraction. D can be anything. So A1 is A, that is minus 1. A2 is A1 plus D, that is minus 1 plus 1 by 2. This is minus 2 plus 1 by 2, that is equal to minus 1 by 2. A3 is A2 plus D. A2 is minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, that is equal to 0. A4 is A3 plus D, 0 plus 1 by 2, that is equal to 1 by 2. Our 4 terms are minus 1 by 2, 0 and 1 by 2, and we'll go on and on and on. First question, in the decimals. A1 is A minus 1.25. A2 is A1 plus D, that is minus 1.25 plus minus 0.25. Minus 1.25 minus 0.25. This will be equal to minus 1.50. A3 is A2 plus D minus 1.50 plus minus 0.25 minus 1.50 minus 0.25 minus 1.75. A4 is A3 plus D, minus 1.75 plus minus 0.25 minus 1.75 minus 0.25. This is equal to minus 2.00. So our first four terms are, I'll write here only, minus 1.25, second is minus 1.50, third is minus 1.75, and the fourth is minus 2.00. So we're done with two questions. First one we got that whether the number is in AP or not. The second one we found four terms. Let's move to the third question. For the following APs, write the first term and the common difference. So the first one is 3, 1, minus 1 and minus 3. So the first term, that is A1, is equal to 3. Always this first term is A, and the common difference D is A2 minus A1. So in this case, A2 is 1 and A1 is 3. So 1 minus 3, that is equal to minus 2. So A is 3 and D is minus 2. Next, second question. In that case, A is minus 5 and D is A2 minus A1. That will be equal to minus 1 minus minus 5. This minus and minus will become plus. So minus 1 plus 5, that is equal to 4. In the third question, A is 1 by 3 and D will be equal to 5 upon 3 minus 1 upon 3. This will be equal to 5 minus 1, 4, 4 upon 3. In the fourth one, A is 0.6 and D is 1.7 minus 0.6. This will be equal to 7 minus 6, 1. 1 minus 0, 1. So D is 1.1. If you want to check your answers, even you can do A3 minus A2, A4 minus A3 to check whether you are getting D as same or not. But if it is written in the question for the following APs, it is already mentioned in the question that these are APs. So no need to check. In that case, D always will be the same in all of the cases. So the next question. Which of the following are APs? So in this one, we have to find which are APs or not. So in this case, we have to find D in all the cases, like A2 minus A1, A3 minus A2, A4 minus A3, like that. We have to check whether we are getting D as same or not. If they form an AP, find the common difference D and write 3 more terms. So let's start. A1 is 2, A2 is 4, A3 is 8 and A4 is 16. So A2 minus A1 is 4 minus 2, that is 2. A3 minus A2 is 8 minus 4, that is 4. A4 minus A3 is 16 minus 8, that is 8. So in these all numbers are not same. So the difference is not common in all of the case, in all the consecutive terms. So this is not an AP. We can write this difference between consecutive terms is not same. So this does not form an AP. Correct? So if this is not an AP, we cannot find the common difference and we cannot write the other terms. Next is 2, 5 by 2, 3 and 7 by 2. So A1 is 2, A2 is 5 by 2, A3 is 3 and A4 is 7 by 2. Let's find the D. A2 minus A1, that is 5 minus 2 minus 5 upon 2 minus 2, that will be equal to 5 minus 4 upon 2, that will be equal to 1 by 2. A3 minus A2 will be 3 minus 5 by 2. This is equal to 6 minus 5 by 2, 1 upon 2. A4 minus A3 is 7 by 2 minus 3. So 7 minus 6 by 2, that is 1 by 2. So D is same in all three cases. So it has a common difference So it's an AP. Now we had to find the common difference. So we already have found that one. So D is equal to 1 by 2. Already till A4 it is given. We have to find 3 more terms. Means A5, A6 and A7. So D is 1 by 2. We'll find A5, that will be equal to A plus, or we can do simply A4 plus D. So this is A5 will be A4 plus D, that is 7 by 2 plus 1 by 2, that is equal to 8 by 2. Then A6 will be A5 plus D, 8 by 2 plus 1 by 2, that is 9 by 2. Then next A7, A6 plus D, 9 by 2 plus 1 by 2. This is equal to 10 by 2 and this is equal to 5. So 3 more terms are 8 by 2, 9 by 2 and 5. Next question. A1 is minus 1 by 1.2. A2 is minus 3.2. A3 is minus 5.2 and A4 is minus 7.2. So A2 minus A1 is minus 3.2 minus of minus 1.2. This is equal to minus 3.2 plus 1.2, that is minus 2.0. A3 minus A2 will be minus 5.2 minus of minus 3.2. This is equal to minus 5.2 plus 3.2. Again we will get minus 2.0. A4 minus A3 is minus 7.2 minus minus 5.2 minus 7.2 plus 5.2, that is equal to minus 2.0. So we are getting the common difference. The difference is same in all the cases. So it's an AP. It's an AP and D is equal to 1 by 2. D is equal to minus 2.0. Minus 2.0 is nothing, only same as minus 2. So if there is a 0 only after the decimal, we can remove the 0. So D is minus 2. Now A5 is A4 plus D. A4 is minus 7.2 plus minus 2. This will be equal to minus 9.2. A6 is A5 plus D. A5 is minus 9.2 plus minus 2. This will be equal to minus 11.2. A7 will be A6 plus D minus 11.2 plus minus 2. This will be equal to minus 13.2. So next three terms are minus 9.2, minus 11.2 and minus 13.2. So we'll do like this only. We'll find the common difference. If they are same, it's an AP. We'll write D, that is common difference, and we will find the next three terms. Minus 10, minus 6, minus 2 and 2. A1 is minus 10, A2 is minus 6, A3 is minus 2 and A4 is 2. A2 minus A1 is equal to minus 6 minus minus 10. This is minus 6 plus 10, that is 4. A3 minus A2 is minus 2 minus minus 6. Minus 2 plus 6, that is 4. A4 minus A3 is 2 minus minus 2. This is 2 plus 2, that is 4. Again, we have got the same difference. So it's an AP. If it is an AP, we will write D, that is equal to 4. So next fifth term is A4 plus D, 2 plus 4, 6. A6 is A5 plus D, 6 plus 4, that is 10. A7 is A6 plus D, that is 10 plus 4, that is equal to 14. So three terms are 6, 10 and 14. Fifth question, 3 plus root 2, 3 plus 2 root 2, 3 plus 3 root 2. A1 is 3, A2 is 3 plus root 2, A3 is 3 plus 2 root 2, A4 is 3 plus 3 root 2. A2 minus A1 is 3 plus root 2 minus 3, 3 cancelled, left with root 2. A3 minus A2 is 3 plus 2 root 2 minus 3 plus root 2. Keep this thing in mind. Don't write this minus without brackets. If you will write it without brackets, it means this plus root 2 will remain as it is. So whenever we are subtracting any binomial or trinomial or like polynomial, so we keep that polynomial in the brackets whenever we are subtracting. If we are adding also, then also make it a habit of keeping it in a bracket, because this minus sign is for all the terms. So in this case, the signs will change. This will become minus 3 and this will become minus root 2. So 3 and 3 will get cancelled. 2 root 2 minus root 2, that is equal to root 2. 2 root 2 and 1 root 2 is actually 1 root 2. So 2 minus 1, 1, and then we write root 2. Whenever we are adding or subtracting these irrational numbers, the square root numbers, we actually take these square root numbers as variables like x or y, like that. So whenever like we are subtracting 2x minus x, what answer do we get? That this we get as x. So same way, 2 root 2 minus root 2, that will be equal to root 2, or I can write as 1 root 2. 1 root 2 and root 2 are same. A4 minus A3 is equal to 3 plus 3 root 2 minus, again this will be in the bracket, 3 plus 2 root 2. This is equal to 3 plus 3 root 2. Signs will change, minus 3 minus 2 root 2. 3 and 3 will get cancelled. Now 3 root 2 minus 2 root 2. So 3 minus 2, 1, and root 2 will be written as it is. So it is root 2. So we have the same difference, root 2, and root 2. So it's an AP. Now, if it is an AP, we have to write D. D is root 2, and we will find the other terms. So A5 is equal to A4 plus D. This will be equal to 3 plus 3 root 2 plus root 2. And now we have to add the square roots. So this is 3 root 2 and this is 1 root 2. So we will add 3 and 1, that is 4. And root 2 will be written as it is. So 3 plus 1, 4 root 2. Remember, we cannot add or subtract the numbers which is under the square roots. Means root 2 plus root 2 cannot be root 4. If we are multiplying, we can do that. Root 2 into root 2 is root 4. But when we are adding, we treat it as the variables. We cannot multiply, we cannot add x and y. Same case, we cannot, if we are adding, suppose, in same case, we treat square root also. So it is written as it is. A6 is equal to A5 plus D, that is 3 plus 4 root 2 plus root 2. Again, 4 plus 1 is 5. So 3 plus 5 root 2. A7 is A6 plus D. A6 is 3 plus 5 root 2 plus D, that is root 2. So this will be 3 plus 6 root 2. Fine. Let's go to the next question. 0 0.2, 0 0.22, 0 0.222, 0 0.222. So it is A1 is 0 0.2, A2 is 0 0.22, A3 is 0 0.222, A4 is 0 0.2222. So A2 minus A1 is 0 0.22 minus 0 0.2. This will be equal to, shall I show you? So, okay, fine. 0 0.22, 0 0.2. There is no number. I'll write a 0 over here. So 2 minus 0, 2. 2 minus 2, 0. So this is equal to 0 0.02. A3 minus A2 is equal to 0 0.222 minus 0 0.22. This will be equal to this. So I'll add a 0 over here. 2 minus 2 is 2, 2 minus 0 is 2, 2 minus 2 is 0, and 2 minus 2 is 0. This is equal to 0.002. A4 minus A3 is 0.2222 minus 0.222. This will be equal to 0.0002. So this, see this, we don't have the same difference. So it is not an AP. And if it is not an AP, we don't have to find the common difference. We don't have to find the other terms. Next is 0, minus 4, minus 8, minus 12. Just by looking at it, we can identify that it is an AP because we can see the difference is same. That is of 4. Correct? So, A2 minus A1 is minus 4 minus 0, that is minus 4. A3 minus A2 is minus 8 minus minus 4. Minus 8 plus 4, that is minus 4. A4 minus A3 is minus 12 minus minus 8. Minus 12 plus 8, that is minus 4. So we have the same common difference, that is minus 4. So it is an AP. If it is an AP, we will write D, that is minus 4. Fine, let's find the other three terms. A5 is A4 plus D, minus 12 plus minus 4, minus 12 minus 4, that is minus 16. A6 is minus 16 minus 4 minus 20. A7 is minus 20 minus 4 minus 20. So these are the next three terms. Next is minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, and minus 1 by 2. In this case, all the terms are same. A1 is minus 1 by 2, A2 is minus 1 by 2, A3 is minus 1 by 2, and A4 is minus 1 by 2. So A2 minus A1 is minus 1 by 2 minus minus 1 by 2. This will be equal to minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. That is equal to 0. Same way, A3 minus A2 will also be 0. A4 minus A3 will also be 0. So we have the same difference, that is 0. So it is an AP. I told you in the starting also that the common difference can be 0, can be negative, can be positive. So in this, D is 0. So it is an AP. So A5 will again be same. A4 plus 0, that is minus 1 by 2. A6 will be A5 plus 0, that is minus 1 by 2. And A7 is A6 plus 0, that is minus 1 by 2. So all the terms will be equal if D is 0. Next, A is 1, A2 is 3, A3 is 9, and A4 is 27. A2 minus A1 will be 3 minus 1, that is 2. A3 minus A2 will be 9 minus 3, that is 6. A4 minus A3 will be 27 minus 9, that will be 16. 18. So these three terms are not same. The difference is not equal. So it is not an AP. Next question. A1 is A. A2 is 2A. A3 is 3A. And A4 is 4A. So by just looking at it, we can identify it's an AP. A2 minus A1 is 2A minus A, that is A. A3 minus A2 is 3A minus 2A, that is A. And A4 minus A3 is 4A minus 3A, that is A. So we have the same difference, it is an AP. D will be A. So A5 is A4 plus A, that is 4A plus A, so 5A. A6 will be 5A plus A, 6A. and A7 will be 6A plus A, that is 7A. Okay, let's move to the next question. A1 is A, A2 is A square, A3 is A cube, and A4 is A to the power 4. So A2 minus A1 will be A square minus A. If we can take common, let's take common. I'll take common. I'll be left with A minus 1. While doing A3 minus A2, it will be A cube minus A square. I can take A square common, A minus 1. A4 minus A3 will be A4 minus A to the power 4 minus A to the power 3. It can take A cube common. I will left with A minus 1. This A minus 1 is same in all the cases, but this A square A cube, this is not same. So the difference is not equal and it is not an AP. Fine. Next question. Root A1 is root 2. A2 is root 8. A3 is root 18 and A4 is root 32. We will factorize these square roots. This will be root 2 only. This will be 2 root 2. I'll show you how. 8 will factorize. So 2 into 2 into 2. So this 2 is in pair. I'll take 1 2 out of it and this 2 will be left in the under the square root. Same I'll do with 18 also. We'll factorize 18. 3 3s are 9. So this 3 is in pair. I'll take 1 3 out and this square root 2 will be left inside. Again I'll do with root 32. So this in pair, this in pair. So 1 2 out of this, 1 2 out of this. 2 2s are 4. And this 2 will be left inside the root. This will be 4 2. Now you can see this is an AP. So A2 minus A1 is 2 root 2 minus root 2. That is root 2. A3 minus A2 will be 3 root 2 minus root 2. That is root 2. And A4 minus A3 will be 4 root 2 minus 3 root 2. That will be root 2. All the difference is same. It is an AP. And common difference is root 2. So A5 will be equal to 4 root 2 plus root 2, that is 5 root 2, and we will again bring it in this form. Okay, so this will be 5. So we will multiply 5 5s are 25. 25 into 2, that is 50. So this will be root under 50. A6 will be 5 root 2 plus root 2, that is 6 root 2, and this will be 6 6 are 36. 36 2s are 72. A7 will be 6 root 2 plus root 2, that is 7 root 2. This will be 7 7s are 49 and 49 2s are 98. So these will be the answers. Root under 50, root under 72 and root under 98. A1 is root 3, A2 is root 6, A3 is root 9 and A4 is root 12. We cannot do anything in this because if I will factorize 6, this will be 2 and 3. There is no pair, we cannot take it out, so it will remain as it is. In root under 9 can be written as 3 and root under 12 can be written as 2 6 or 2 3s are. This can be written as 2 root 3. So A2 minus a1 is root 6 minus root 3. We cannot subtract different square roots. As I told you earlier also, we cannot subtract x and y or x square and x, like 2x minus 2y. We cannot subtract it. Same way, we cannot subtract root 6 and root 3. It will be left as it is. A3 minus A2 will be 3 minus root 6. We cannot subtract 3 and root 6 also. Same. 3 is a constant. Can you subtract 3 minus x? No. Same way, 3 minus root x will be the same thing. No answer of that. A4 minus A3 will be 2 root 3 minus 3. We cannot subtract. In this we have root 3. In this we do not have root 3. So we cannot solve it further. The difference is not same. It is not an 14th one, 1 square, 3 square, 5 square, 7 square. A1 is 1 square, that is 1. A2 is 3 square, that is 9. A3 is 5 square, that is 25. A4 is 7 square, that is 49. So A2 minus A1 is 9 minus 1, that is 8. A3 minus A2 is 25 minus 9, that is 16. A4 minus A3 is 49 minus 25, and minus 4 minus 2, 24. So we do not have the same difference. It is not an AP. Correct? Let's move to the next question. A1 is 1 square, that is 1. A2 is 5 square, that is 25. A3 is 7 square, that is 49, and A4 is 73. So A2 minus A1 is 25 minus 1, that is 24. A3 minus A2 is 49 minus 25, 24. And A4 minus A3 is 73 minus 49, that is 24. So the difference is equal. Difference is same in all the cases. So it is an AP. And D is 24. Let's find the other terms. A5 will be 73 plus 24. That will be equal to 97. A6 will be 97 plus 24. That will be equal to 121. And A7 is 121 plus 24. That is equal to 145. We can write this 121 as 11 square. Okay, so these are the three terms. This was the last question of this exercise. So we have done exercise 5.1. In the next video, we will do exercise 5.2. Till that time, keep practicing the questions. And if you have any doubt, you can comment in the comment box. We will be replying you very soon. Okay. So till that time, keep practicing math questions.